Sawadee Krap. We are at Ayutthaya. This is going to be an interesting video. Heaps of sick history. This is basically the old heart of Thailand. This is the ancient city, the ancient capital city. So this is going to be good fun. If you like Thailand and you want to understand more about Thai and Thai history, this is going to be the video for you. So let's go. Because most of modern Thailand now and the capital Bangkok was shaped and inspired from Ayutthaya. So this is really like, this is the core history of Thailand. Even Muay Thai stems from here, supposedly. So let's dive into the history. This will be an informative video. I've done a lot of preparation, as much study as I can. I am by no means, though, a historian, but I'll try and explain it in simple forms because Thai history is very confusing. It's a massive mixture of history, and depending on what source you get your facts from, it varies. So I'll try and explain it in simple terms. Let's go. The Thai, which was spelt T-A-I, they were sort of ethnic groups of people living in the southern mountains in China. This is, 1,000 years ago. Even more, older history. But they started to migrate down 1,000 years ago from South China. And their ethnic groups were T-A-I. Anyway, as different merchants and traders from different countries traveling west to east would come through, the way that they would trade and have successful trades and everything here and do business, they would actually speak the language of Thai, T-A-I, because that was a mixture of like Indian and Chinese. It was a mixture of like a mixed language, because the Thai culture has always been mixed. It's just a mixture of cultures from all across this area. Anyway, as powerful kingdoms took over these areas, you've got the Khmer. They had control of these areas for a long time. The Thai people wanted to be separate. There was always groups that wanted to be separate away from the big powers. So over time, they sort of created and started their own kingdoms. So you've got the starting of Sukhothai, the kingdom of Sukhothai. And that's where Thai, the name Thai, changed from T-A-I to T-H-A-I. And there's many reasons why they did that. Mostly because it stands for free. They wanted to be free from foreign powers. So that's what that term, the T-H-A-I, means. But there's also, explanations that it was another word. T-A-I was also meant another word in another language. So to prevent it from getting confused, they changed it. So traders and merchants and everything, they'd always refer to those people as Thai. And these people that started this new kingdom wanted to be referred to as Thais, free from foreign powers. So there was multiple kingdoms around these areas that had power and influence. Anyway, around the late 1200s, coming into the 1300s, there was a pretty crazy plague that came through this area, mostly from rats, from Chinese trading ships and stuff. Whenever they dock and trade and they get off, the rats come and spread disease. And there's a man, famous man, this statue is him. His original name was Yutong. I might pronounce that wrong, but the easiest way I can say it is Yutong. U-T-H-O-N-G. He was the son, the legend is that he was a son of a wealthy Chinese merchant. He lived and traded in these areas. He married 2 local princesses, so that gave him a lot of power and a lot of influence with the powerful families in the area. And when this plague came through, he led a lot of the local people to find like a new area to set up. and he came across this area that was rich. It had a lot of life, a lot of animals, you know, nice trees, greenery, a lot of natural resources. And that was this area here, which is Ayutthaya. So Ayutthaya, this island that we're actually on right now, is surrounded by a river. So it's practically an island, and we'll explain more about that later on, why it's a strategic location. But he decided to start a new kingdom here. And he decided to call himself King Rama Tibodi the First, or King Rama I. So this is him. This is the creation of the Ayutthaya kingdom, which, you know, flourished from 1350s until the mid to late 1700s. So 400 years, 418 years or so, of one of the most powerful and impressive kingdoms of its time. All the traders, the merchants that would come and trade here, this was like a cosmopolitan, which is like a diverse and mixed city. This place was incredible. We'll explore more of that as this video goes on and we explore this area, but man, Ayutthaya was a place that like most people knew around the world. One of the most impressive trading hubs of its time. Estimates put the population to be something like over 1 million people. So quite impressive. So this is the roots of Thailand as we know today. So for any people coming to Thailand, it's cool to know this stuff. And honestly, it's hard to find out. You have to go through Chinese sources and different sources, Burmese, Indian, just to try and get all the details, because they all tell it slightly differently. But yeah, that's the monument for King Rama Tibodi, or King Rama I, the man who created Ayutthaya. And you'll hear me throw around the term Siam or Siamese. A lot of these people in this area were called Siamese. That's what merchants and traders and foreign powers would refer to them as. It's like Siam is just like it's basically a translation from like Indian. It's just like a word that got translated from Indian, like Chinese to Indian, describing the land, the area down here. So that's the term that these people got, and this land down here got the term Siam. So, you know, people call it Siam, which was then changed to Thailand, but it sort of just adopted the name Siam, this whole area, this whole land. Pretty fascinating. As you can see, this whole area, it's not that small, but the city of Ayutthaya is literally covered in temples. There is so many different temples here, and these are the oldest temples in Thailand. You know, 500 plus years old. Absolutely beautiful. And they're all quite destroyed now, because throughout the whole time in which Ayutthaya was established, so from 1350 until the late 1700s, they were always in war and dispute with the Burmese. There was dozens of attempts the Burmese tried to come down and take over Ayutthaya, but they weren't successful until the mid to late 1700s. And on that final time, they literally destroyed this place. They burnt it to the ground. So that's why everything looks like it's been through hell. Because quite literally it has. Hey, check out these. This is pretty sick, huh? So there is so many different temples here in Ayutthaya. You know, most people just walk around and look at them and go, oh, look, cool, another temple. I like to try and know what they are. So this one, King Ramatibodi, the one that created Ayutthaya, this was built on his cremation site. So when he passed away, his son, King Ramanujan, could be pronouncing it wrong, but trying my best, he ordered the construction of this on his father's cremation site. So this was built for him, 1369 or late 1360s. Man, 500 plus years ago. And everything, most of the things are beheaded for some reason. But King Ramatibodi, Yutong, the guy that created Ayutthaya, he also made Buddhism the main religion. That was one of the rules that he set in this kingdom, which is followed through the whole way to present day. Check it out. There's something very beautiful about these temples. A lot of this stuff, don't forget, still has influences from Khmer. So like if you have a look at this temple or this monastery and the other ones that we'll visit today, they look quite similar to like Angkor Wat, because there was, similar architectural designs and everything. Pretty hectic. I'm pretty sure all the beheaded stuff would just be left over from when the Burmese finally took over Ayutthaya in like the late 1760s. Just trying to give you an overview of this, how big it is. And there was, inside these buildings, there was heaps of relics and ancient things in there. There's also murals, like ancient paintings, and some of them were only discovered not too long ago. And the ancient paintings depicted Chinese merchants, and they were confused. They were like, why are all these old paintings like drawn with Chinese merchants? And that was basically because King Ramatibodi, the first one who created this place, because he was the son of a Chinese merchant, he allowed this place to have really good ties with China. So one of the reasons why Ayutthaya became so successful was because of the good relationship they kept with China. And they were like a trading checkpoint for people that wanted to trade with China. They could only trade with China if they had the seal, or it's like a seal or a stamp. It's basically like a passport stamp that allows you to go and trade with China. And one way you could get it was to come past Ayutthaya. So that turned this place over the few hundred years into, the trading huge like global hotspot. Because coming like east to west or west to east along the coast, this was like a stop point. Pretty epic. There's way more details that we'll go into as we look around this place. Look at the size of this place, man. But yeah, I'm not sure if it's this temple, this monastery, whatever you call it. Not sure if it's this one or not. But there's a few around here that have, they had heaps of stuff inside. Treasure and jewels, gold, paintings. In the late 1960s, looters broke in and stole heaps of it. So now no one can go in up the top. But they found a few hidden chambers like in the middle. So it was like ransacked, however you say it. Broken into and stolen. Very cool though, right? Very beautiful. So over the 420 years that this kingdom thrived, as each new king came about, they'd all build their own, temple and all that sort of stuff. Coconut. Huh? So yeah, just a few years after the Burmese attacked and destroyed this place, King Thaksin, he took control and sort of got, Siam back on its feet. Got the economy growing again, and he moved the capital from here, because this place was destroyed, to a more, what he thought, and which makes sense, a more sort of strategic location, down to Thonburi, which is just across the river from where is Bangkok now. And for the layout of Bangkok and Thonburi, Ayutthaya had a huge influence. A lot of the names of the places and the small towns and areas, it's all the same names as this area here, Ayutthaya. He wanted to keep, the memory and the feeling of Ayutthaya alive. He didn't want to let that be destroyed, because it would have felt like everyone was having to start again. But because he moved it to Thonburi and sort of recreated Ayutthaya there, it kept that, that spirit alive, and that the successful empire, which was the successful kingdom, that was Ayutthaya. It kept it alive. He was succeeded though by King Rama I, which is the Chakri dynasty. That's the beginning of the dynasty, which is still in power today. And you might be wondering why, what's with all this King Rama Tabodi, what's with all this Rama name? It's basically it stems from Hinduism. It stems from Hindu. It's one of the top 3 gods in Hindu, Rama, the god Rama. It's basically a god that walks among humans to protect and preserve the earth. That's the best way I can describe it for you. So the kings would call themselves Rama, King Rama 1, and right now in power is King Rama 10. So they call themselves King Rama because it literally embodies them as a god. So a lot of people worship them, as a living god. Check it out. So this is what used to be the most holy temple on the old ancient royal palace area. So the one in Bangkok, I forget how to pronounce it. It's Kaew, Kawi. The main one, the main temple in Bangkok that's opposite the royal palace. It's a direct model of this. Pretty epic. Hello. And that big building over there, that's quite new. There's a big Buddha in there that they are sort of reviving, doing touch-ups and stuff on it. But that used to just stand in the open, but they've built that big building around it. They say it's not really a temple, but people use it as a temple now. But man, how's all the bricks everywhere? But these are gorgeous. These are very impressive. The architecture of these is incredible. So yeah, you can see, the resemblance between Bangkok now and this. This is they literally just moved this here to Bangkok. Gorgeous. And everything's built with these clay bricks. So these old clay bricks, they mix them with, it's a mixture of mud, just a mud clay brick, and they use rice husks to sort of dry it and thicken it. And then they just use a mold, some sort of steel encasing that they put all the mud in, compact it and flatten it. And then they leave them out in the sun to dry. And they might have a little fire next to it to dry big stacks of them. And that's how all these temples and this city, everything was built. And you'll understand the significance of this location. I'll show you on a map. You can see this island, basically, what this main area is, surrounded by rivers. So as they started getting attacked by the Burmese, which started in the early 1500s, late 1400s, early 1500s, they realized they had to fortify Ayutthaya a lot more. So using these same bricks that they used to build temples and the palace, they used these bricks to also build and fortify the walls of the city. So around this whole, literally around the whole island, they built these massive walls, basically making a big fortress with cannons that looked out to the river. There's a few spots we'll go and have a look at. There's one called Diamond Fortress, which there's cannons set up. That was the critical main point where ships would come in and, like, you know, their cargo would be checked and they'd unload. So it was very easily defendable. They could have really good defense here. But what led to Ayutthaya becoming so successful as well is they were one of the first places of its time to open up trade and allow foreigners to actually come and, like, settle in this city. So on the outskirts, this island was kept for, you know, the people of the city and, like, the royals and the people in power. It was kept for them. And then on the outskirts of the city, which is basically like a big maze with all these little canals surrounding little, almost like small islands off this main big island, they had like different islands allocated for different countries. So Japanese, Chinese, Malay, Indians, the Dutch. So they all had their own little, like, settlements here. And that way, being on an island, they were easily sort of controlled as well, and they could make sure they were secure. Served as like really good security, having everyone on, like, little islands and in their own little village. There's a few we can go look at. There's the old Japanese one, which explains the Japanese settlement. So it's, yeah, pretty interesting. And they had a lot of influence in. They could actually work their way up in the politics, and they helped influence, you know, the kings at the time, whoever was in charge. The high up guy in the Japanese settlement, he was an expert in, like, military strategy, so he actually helped Ayutthaya. He helped them, you know, fight off and come up with some war strategies and all that sort of stuff. So you can see why they became so successful, because they allowed, you know, cooperation and collaboration with foreigners. That's pretty mega. The bricks are awesome. They're red, orangey coloured bricks. They look really cool. And these have been restored quite a few times. Because it's quite confusing, because there's literally like over 50 different temples or more. So it's hard to keep track of, you know, what's what. So hopefully I can explain the main ones to you. Because most of the time you come to these places and you just look at it and go, what is this? Another temple. Giving me Roman vibes with the big columns here. That's pretty epic. Man, pretty epic. So they're doing a lot of repairs, and they still make the same bricks. Those clay bricks, they still make them today. And they use them to repair all these temples and stuff. But just try and picture for a second this place in its, like, height, in its most inhabited and busiest period. You've got ships from all around the world coming in through the harbour, docking, trading. This place would have been sick 500 years ago. It's not really that long ago. Like when you start learning history, it's 500 years ago is like a blink of an eye. Super epic. Very beautiful. All the grounds people, super friendly. They're the nicest people we've met so far. All the ladies at the ticket counters aren't that friendly. How cool is this? Super nice. Oh, there's a big Buddha there. Look how much everything's leaning. Look at that. They're leaning heaps. That wall over there.
Sounds like maybe bees.
Bee's nest? Where?
You see it? At the bottom of...
Oh wow!
That's huge.
I'll zoom in on that if you guys so you can see this.
Where are those?
I'll show the vlog as well. That's a bee's nest.
Can I zoom?
You can zoom in more, yeah. Bit more?
More.
Yeah. Oh, that's max zoom. Yeah, it's a bee's nest.
Do you think they know that?
Yeah, they know that. Yeah. Huge bee's nest.
Peaceful place to be.
Shout out iPhone zoom. Wow, how cool is that? Super spooky with the missing heads. I mean, it just highlights the history of the conflict, I suppose. Wow.
They're like big Buddha in front of
Hmm.
every country. What is that?
That's probably, I don't know.
That's the neck.
Yeah, part of its hand.
That's big.
Yeah. Italian, I think. Would you say Royal Palace grounds? The ancient Royal Palace grounds? Because that's part of it. Yeah. Huge. Massive area. But yeah, imagine this place. Imagine this place when it was all, you know, booming. Would have been like magical. There's some cool records from the Portuguese. The Portuguese were the first Europeans here in like early 1500s. And their records of this place is, you know, describing how incredible it was. The tuk-tuks here. The tuk-tuks here are shaped like boats. I'll explain why soon. We're putting a pause on the temples for a second. We're going to look at a remaining fort that looks on the river. Let's have a look. Chicken?
Chicken.
Okay. Yeah, can I get 2? Okay. 2.
ครูก็หยิบไปเลยครูหนึ่งไม้
Okay.
ได้เลยครับ
All right.
ทีนี้นะครับ น้องมุมรอเพื่อน
Look how fast this river's flowing with the debris. So here, oh, it's cool. Some guys coming past in the boat. This is Pompet Fort. So this was the main fortress, the main checkpoint. They would have had big cannons up the top, because straight over there, that's the Chao Phraya River. That's the river that flows all the way to the Gulf of Thailand, all the way to the ocean. So any ships, any trading ships, merchants, they had to come this way, up this river. So this would have been armed at all times, people on the cannons. Ships would be stopped there, checked. So very easily to defend. Check it out. Got those chicken skewers waiting, but you're not allowed to eat in here. Damn it. So this wall, this fortress city wall, back in the day, went the whole way around Ayutthaya, around this island. So this river runs around this whole center mass, which is quite huge. It's a massive island, right? Very cool. But that's mostly the best part of the wall that remains today. Because when the Burmese finally broke in the late 70s, so 1700s, sorry, the late 1700s, it took them like 14 months to finally get in after a failed attempt and after, like, you know, tons of attempts in the 1500s. So in the 1700s, the late 1760s, they sort of camped outside here, and they came in wet season, so they were flooded out. They couldn't really do much, and they waited for dry season to come, and they set up little, like, barricades, like little forts. They built tons of them around the perimeter of Ayutthaya, and they dug tunnels underneath the wall here and set fires and all that sort of stuff, and waited for the walls to collapse, and then they were finally able to enter into the city. They used the same sort of tactic, same sort of tactic that the Goddamn, making a video here. They used the same tactic that the Mongols used. They would sometimes just surround cities and wait for the inhabitants inside to sort of starve before they surrendered. So a lot of people surrendered that were in Ayutthaya, but yeah, it took them 14 months to finally break in through these walls, because this was a next level fortress, one of a kind for its time. Big tugboats down there, 5 of them tugging, looks like a massive barge full of sand or something. And another reason why Ayutthaya could do so well with trading and being, like, you know, such an important hub worldwide, globally, for trade, was the type of trees they had here were amazing for building ships. Straight across there's a shipyard that it might still be in use. It used to be a couple of years ago. There's some old guys in there that repair them the traditional way. But the trees in this area allowed, you know, for really strong boats to be built. The abundant supply of trees. So they were able to build some awesome trees that were incredible on the rivers in no time. And they had a special way of doing it. They'd make up a paste. They'd make this paste that was, like, they referred to it, you know, similar to like peanut butter. And the trees here, they could get this, like, fibrous sort of material from the tree, and they'd use that, like, they'd compact that into the gaps in between the wood. They call it corking, and it'd seal the gaps. And in the water, that fibrous material would expand more, making that tighter in the gaps. And then over that fibrous material, they then do that paste, that peanut butter like paste that was made from tree resin as well. That's how they keep the boats watertight. So it'd be cool to go and have a look at that shipyard if we can get in. See some of the old ships. Pretty impressive though. I mean, they must have had, like, a whole, like, huge industry of just brick making. That river is flowing so fast. Chicken skewers. You can get this stuff, like, everywhere. There's always just side carts on the side of the road selling meat. This and the sticky rice was like 25 baht. 2 chicken skewers. It's not much, but still, it's so cheap. Alright, we're gonna go check out that shipyard. Hopefully we can go have a look, see how the old ships are built. Have a look at this bus. I'll show you what I've been wanting to show you for ages with the trucks and the buses here. They have like 100 mirrors on them. Have a look at this. That's what they're all like. When you're on a scooter, on the road or a motorbike, they're super intimidating. Because you've got this massive truck with like 1,000 mirrors and 1,000 headlights coming at you. It looks like some sort of like alien. Check it out. It looks super overgrown though. It's not, this isn't on the map. I sort of just found this from Google Earth. Hello. Yo, we can actually walk. Oh, we can actually see all this proper. Yo. Sawadee krab. Sabadi mai. I'm from Australia. You know Australia? Kangaroos. The kid's up there. That's hectic. Hello. Let's keep having a look. Does it? For real? Damn. Oh, it says no entry. Wow, look at all the boats. I can show you as close as we can, but can't really go any closer. There's some big doggies there. The timber, so in between the timber, they'd push in that like fibrous tree material, and then they go over that, they smooth over it with that sort of mixture. I'm surprised they can see us so well. Kids. Looks like no one's been using this place for ages. Wow, how's that boat? That's epic. So all the tuk-tuks as well around here, as you would have seen, they're all shaped like these boats. How weird. That must be unique in here only. Yeah, Ayutthaya. Yeah, because it's so surrounded by rivers, and the boats played such a big part in their history. Yeah, all the tuk-tuks have all got like the welded shapes of a boat. Mate, that's incredible. How cool is that? Cool as. Very nice ships. Hello. Can't really get in there, can we? That's right, at least we can see it. Some of those old boats are sick as. No entry, huh? Wow. Very random. That boat's massive. There's some old ruins here.
You think it's that one?
Information Center on the history of Dutch-Thai relationships. Yeah, I reckon. There's people in there. Let's check it out. I didn't know that was here. I just wanted to have a look at the boats. Ah, there we go. Site of the Siam Trading Office of the Dutch United East Indian Company. So that's the foundations of that. Yeah, the trading company. Cool. They got a bit of stuff going on in here. Yeah, right. Oh, cool. $1665. Yeah, the trading post. So ships would have come in, because that That's the fort, that cannon fort thing over there. Diamond Fortress, Phnom Penh. And ships would have come in and they docked here. So the European merchants and traders would have stopped and then probably would have come in and touched base with the trading post here. It's pretty epic. Oh, used for wrapping the handle of a Japanese sword. I don't reckon anyone's been here for ages.
Yeah.
Seems like, because it's so out of the way. That pathway that you could see us walk down was pretty overgrown. That's epic, huh?
It's a pretty sketchy location.
Yeah, it is.
It looked like historical information.
Imagine seeing that river, the Chao Phraya River, just full of those ships. That would have been wicked. Bye. Friendly kids. How do they spot me so easy? They say Fa Lang, which is foreigner. Fa Lang, Fa Lang, foreigner. I should say konnichiwa, because we are now in the Japanese settlement. They've got like a historical village here now. Pretty cool. So like I was saying, all the different countries that had different settlements all around Ayutthaya. The Japanese had a pretty impressive one. Check it out. What's this? Huh. Sawadee Cup. Let's have a look. Okay.
For this, you can take a picture and have video.
Okay, thank you. VR. Huh. Yeah, right. Peak hour. There you go. So main island, and then there's all the little smaller islands. Malays, Chinese, Japanese. And they'd each have their own little, like, basically their little island. That's a cool map. Good way to visualize it. This is what I wanted to see. Check it out. That is hectic. Wow. So that's the trade route everyone would follow. Along here, along the coast, up into here, down, and through here, which is where we are. Around here. Down here, and then up into mainland where we are now. All the way to Europe. That way. And then there's Japan up there. That's cool as. Alright, we've saved one of the best temples for last. We're gonna go check it out. And I'll explain the Muay Thai connections. Tree growing around the Buddha head. You can imagine how big, look at the huge foundation on that big pile in the middle. You can imagine how big that would have been. The sheer amount of bricks that they've used here is incredible. Got some sort of brace here. Set up a big concrete brace to hold that wall up. Yeah, they're all leaning. Look at them. There's one more like 3 minutes away. We'll go and have a look at. That'll be the last one. That's the one that's got that tomb inside. That's mega. Take a photo with the Buddha, you gotta be lower. Forgot to mention, most of these are UNESCO as well. I'm not sure if it's all the temples, but the majority of them, these big ones, are all UNESCO World Heritage. Man, this is the size of this place. Imagine when it was like, you know, busy, like booming back then. Would have been epic to see. So many different cultures and different people from all over the world. Would have been epic. Check out the tuk-tuks. How cool are they? The boat shape. What up? How cool are they? Super unique. Very unique to this area. So this one's still super popular because it's this middle bit, which they call the prang, is extremely intact. Yeah, this is the one that in 1970 looters broke into the middle bit and stole gold and treasures and stuff. This is the one, not the one from this morning. You used to be able to climb up. Let's go and have a look if we can. That's mega. So big. And this is the one that has the Chinese murals, the paintings on the wall, down inside and down in the tomb in the center. All these Chinese merchants. And that's how they could tell, because they were carrying a seal, like a passport, a trading passport. And that's how they worked out that, you know, Ayutthaya was a place where people could get that seal, or that people could get that, you know, approval to go and trade with China. Wow. Pretty mega. So in these areas and some of the royal, like, courtyard areas where the soldiers were trained, they trained Krabi Krabong. Could be pronouncing that wrong, but it was like a swords, like a martial arts that included a curved sword. That's what the soldiers were trained with. Huh. You can go up. Alrighty then.
Where's the entrance?
That's a great question.
I'll ask him.
Anyway, yeah, so the soldiers had trained Krabi Krabong. Curved sword martial arts. And they also added in kicks, elbows, and punches. So that's sort of like the beginning place of Muay Thai. Because if they were ever de-weaponed, or, you know, just to do something else with the sword, to kick your opponent and then move places and attack them. So that's where a lot of people say Muay Thai stemmed from. Alright, let's go up there and have a look, huh? Big. That's cool as.
Where is it?
Wow. Wow, that's epic, man. Perfect spot for bats. Spill, we can't go down there, but yeah, down there. Look how far down that goes. Supposedly only recently is when they discovered it. Because you can see these floors, they would have been enclosed. Pwah, it stinks in there though. Wow, cool, we could go up. We saved the best one for last. 100%. Wow. Look at the size of the bricks, huh? Or rocks. What is it, like volcanic rock? Limestone? Not sure. Wow. Massive, man. Massive. Pretty spectacular. Unique design. Aerodynamic.
I don't think there's aerodynamic.
This way?
No! No.
This is sick.
What is that?
Which one? The one in the middle?
Probably Big Buddha
Oh, Big
again.
Buddha, yeah.
Like they don't have a fence or anything up here.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I like that.
That
That's
scares
good.
me.
Keep it original. If you walk one step wrong, you die. Great success.
High five the people that are coming down.
Taking the picture yet? It's a video. It's about 50 baht per temple. Entrance fee. So just keep that in mind. You can buy like a 220 pass that gets you to like the main 4 or 5. But there's usually a few others that you want to see, so. I mean, how many have we been to? We've been to 4.
What?
We've been to 4 places that we've had to pay for. So we've saved 20 baht. So I'm gonna try and do a speed summary of Thai history. So you've got ethnic Thai people from South China in the mountains that slowly migrated down, and then you've got other kingdoms like the Khmer that had control of this area, and then the Thai people wanted to be more free from big power control. So then you've got Sukhothai, which is like the first kingdom that came about in this area, and then that's when Thai changed names from TAI to THAI, also meaning free, but also just like a translation so it didn't get confused with other names, supposedly. And then that fell apart, and then you've got how do you say it again? I completely went mind blank.
Ayutthaya.
Ayutthaya, which is this one, started by Yutong, that random son of a Chinese merchant. He started this place after disease, walked with his people. That's the legend. He walked for a while, found this place, started it, and then this flourished. This was the capital. This was the heart of like what is now Thailand now, also known as Siam. So this flourished for like 417 years, ended by the Burmese, finally, after like that many tries. They failed, but then they had success. And then now this has basically just been shifted from here to Bangkok. That's like the best summary of what Bangkok is now. It is almost this. They wanted to keep this alive in Bangkok, where that is now. And now we have the Chakri dynasty, who is in control and has power of Thailand. That is a quick summary, so you don't have to watch some fucking 20-minute video. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
200 baht ticket for me, free for the Thai lady. Racist. Anyway. Floating village. Here we go. The food better be insane then. 200 baht entrance fee. Sam's dance. Insert the clip from the Hajang Loop memories. I want to be seeing Sam soon. Indonesia mission. Scuba diving. So for those of you who remember Sam, you'll be excited. Boat noodles. Beef, pork, bit of this, bit of that. So that's like a local dish from here, from Ayutthaya. I used to paddle around the canals, the rivers, ladies and people on boats, and they'd sell them to people on the shore. That's how they got the term boat noodles. Worth the 200? No. Food? What do you give it out of 10?
Me. 1.
Really? Damn. I'll give it a 3 out of 10. Look it out.
ใบเตยมะพร้าวค่ะแล้วก็มีมะพร้าวแล้วก็มีช็อกโกแลตของนุช
Coconut and how do you make this?
อัน นี้แพนด้านโกโกนัท
อ๋อ pandan
แพนด้าน
pandan
อันนั้นช็อกโกแลตอันนั้นโกโกนัทคือมะพร้าวเฉย
ร้อนๆเลยนะลูกสิ
Oh, roti with cotton candy. Wow.
จิ้มอีกได้นะลูกจิ้มอีกเลย
Whoa. Very sweet, bub. Wow.
จิ้มอีกได้จิ้มอีกได้นะลูก
How much is one?
4 ถุงร้อยลูก
4 ถุงร้อย
น้องชิมก่อนลูกแป้งนิ่มๆทำให้มันดูก่อนลูกไม่มีนะ
Oh, so they're like whole
ไม่
packages.
มีใช่ไหมลูกโอเคโอเค
Oh, so it's like a big
เพ
mix,
ราะว่า
huh?
เป็นน้ำตาลไงแต่แป้งอะได้ร้อนๆเลยลูก
ขอบคุณนะคะ
You can get this one now. Alright, that is the Ayutthaya video completed. Covered everything I wanted to cover. Cool history. You know, like this is the rich history of Thailand. So if you want to understand, Thai history and what this place is today, it is from this. This is like where it all started, basically. Pretty cool. Good way to finish all my Thailand videos. This will be my last Thailand video for a while. I got to keep moving because my visa expires. But I'll probably have this as like a bit of a base. Thailand, Bangkok. Bangkok's a good base. Epic International Airport. Just good all-round everything. So it's a good base to sort of base yourself and fly to other countries from there. Well, yeah, for now, that is the Thailand mission over. What's there to not love about Thailand, huh? What a country. Next adventure? Good question. Kuala Lumpur, KL, Malaysia, and then Indonesia. After Indonesia, Nepal, Pakistan, India, Sri Lanka. We're only just beginning. So next time I come back to Thailand, there's still a lot to see. Old Chiang Mai, I want to do like a motorbike trip up there. And Khao Sak National Park. There's still heaps to explore. So until next time, Thailand. How do you say bye? Sawadee Krap. Sawadee Krap. Khop Krap. Woo! Woo! Cheers. Oh, good. Yeah. That's nice. I ate some paper, but that's right. That's good. Dropping history knowledge bombs and eating pandan coconut cupcakes and rear-ending someone. Crash.
No.
Alright guys. Love you. Peace out.
It's very good.
Ah!